doing it.
Give him the fingers, Adam.
Welcome to the Football Jam Podcast. Take it away, Adam.
So the reason that sounded crazy is Doug may not have slept at all last night. So we decided we're doing the podcast anyway because he's a soldier.
Did not sleep.
So I'm wearing my new Falcons hoodie for this one. Still supporting the team even though one of us is a bandwagon jumper. So jumping on the
that's
team.
right. You like the Browns now, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Shedeur Sanders.
He had a bad game. Anyway, so we're back. Unfortunately, Donnie won't be here this week. So he had a major night last night. We'll let him talk about it when he comes back.
What do you mean? He was out
Having some fun.
with the candy strippers at the hospital, handing out presents to the old people.
Doing
Right.
singing carols.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You knew that, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's going to be my entire thing right now. I just don't know where this is going.
So to get right into it, what happened last week with some of these games?
Woo! Let me tell you.
Surprises?
A couple surprises. I think the biggest surprise for me last week, where is the Bengals offense?
Burrow is supposed to transcend, everything else being bad around him.
He has been looking good until last week, though.
Yeah.
And the Ravens don't have this huge stout defense on the. I'm not saying they're terrible, but they're
not the Ravens of old.
They're not the Ravens. Right. And people have been putting up 30 and 35 points against them.
Yeah.
And then you have this high-powered offense, and they get how many points at them?
I actually don't remember the point total.
So the Bengals had a goose egg.
Maybe that's why I don't remember it.
No point total? Exactly. So I guess, looking at the Bengals holistically, the team has spent so much money on the receivers, right? You have T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, both making tier 1 money, and one of them's out. And I'm not saying that that's the reason they have a goose egg, but it's surprising to see that with Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Mike Gesicki. I went there.
That's all right.
Andre Oshavas, and then other players, you think they'd be able to at least put up get close enough to kick a field goal. But, there is a point in the game where it gets so far away from you that you're going for it in 4th and down in, the most unlikely of scenarios. So the Ravens did what they haven't necessarily been doing, and they controlled the game. And I saw the score, and I was in disbelief. Because I think, didn't we all take them, the Bengals?
Yeah, let's see. Matt took them, Adam took them, Donnie took them. Yeah, we all had. Now, for the most part, we had close games. 10-point difference in the NFL. But,
a blowout?
0 points. And here's the crazy part is, Jamar Chase is a beast, right? I put him on any team that has a quarterback that throws anywhere near him. He's catching a ball. He did have 10 catches for 132 yards.
Yeah.
So, but then your next leading receiver was Chase Brown, 7 catches for 37 yards.
Yeah.
So, I can never say his name.
Oshavas?
Lost to Zizbask? Yes. 0 catches.
Yeah.
So,
which, if Higgins is out, I would expect him
have a couple catches.
Gesicki. I think Gesicki had 1. Do you know what I mean? Your offense has become Jamar Chase in that scenario, and I think it stresses and shows the value of having at least a strong second. Where right now you have 2 1s and one goes out, now you're to a first and a third, or a first and a fourth, because the other ones just didn't pick it up. But kudos to the Ravens because they got it done last week, which they've been struggling. I think they're still in playoff contention, if I'm not mistaken.
They're 7-7. They are.
It's unlikely, but
Yeah.
I mean, they have some games they have to win coming up, like a tough one coming up. Yeah, I think it's Sunday or Monday night. So in any case, yeah, I think we were all surprised by the Bengals' lack of offense.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
On the other side, Henry, 11 carries, 100 yards. Lamar Jackson was only 8 of 12 for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it doesn't matter. They had almost 200 yards rushing.
Plus a special teams touchdown, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it was a defensive.
Maybe it was. Hold on. I don't see a punt return, a kick return.
So it had to be a defensive
touchdown,
like a fumble or an interception. I think there was a lateral involved, which is why I'm saying this.
interception, forward fumble.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But
it was a shocker.
yeah,
So that's just like the Bengals, a goose egg for all of us. That's a 0.
it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
So what was the next one, Doug?
Redskins Giants.
Why are you looking at me?
He doesn't even know he's the only one that got it right.
How'd you get that right?
Well, let me just go over what we did. So, I took the Giants 30 to 9. I thought it'd be a major blowout. Donnie, Giants 24-10, and then you came on board and said Giants 31-21, and Adam goes Redskins 31-21.
Are you blaming me?
He's copying you.
No, I didn't copy anybody. So the reason that I thought that was going to be that way is superior coaching, if you remember, in Washington. Brian Dable's probably on his way out. The loss of the running back position in New York has been terrible for them. And expert analysis on my end. I mean, I'm not going to say that I completely nailed it, but I think out of all of us, I was the only one who saw that coming.
Can you open the door? It smells in here.
Yeah. Can you light the candle over there?
Expert analysis.
Yeah, so it's next level stuff when you get my opinion on these games.
So I'm just going to give you an explanation because I think, Doug, you thought the Commanders scoring as much as they did was out of the question.
Yeah.
Since McLaurin's been back, the offense is now a little bit better, right? McLaurin, I think, has a touchdown in every game except for the one last night, I believe, since he's been back.
Yeah.
So to me, the addition of McLaurin, you have Samuel, you have a backfield which has multiple facets. Like, to me, I figured they would score points. I just didn't think they'd be the one who score more in that situation. Like, I thought Jackson Dart was going to come in, do what he was doing against, teams earlier in the season when he first got his start. So I anticipated the Giants to win that. I just didn't expect it to go the other way. But yeah.
And we all know that since he was in Atlanta, I knew Mariota, was a legitimate quarterback. So
Wait, hold on. Let's rewind this just a little bit. So when he was a Falcons quarterback, there was question of his, desire to play anymore, his decision making, his sense of urgency. Like, there were plays where he just gave up and you were mad. And so you're like, well, he left. So I guess the Falcons are like the old Raiders. You leave a team and you're going to go just do something somewhere else because you came back from the dead.
And oftentimes that's a sign of poor coaching. Weird. Anyway, on to the
next.
Is
that your expert analysis?
Yes. Atlanta has had poor coaching for about 5 years now.
Yeah. I understand that aspect a whole lot.
So, yeah, I think that was another surprise for some of us. Adam, of course.
Yeah.
His expert analysis got him there.
So, the next game,
please.
Packers at the Broncos.
I want to know what you guys had taken because
the majority of us took the Broncos.
Who didn't? Expert analysis must be off every once in a while. Like the first game, who's on the second game.
He thought it'd be close. He's like, Packers squeak it out 24-23.
I didn't want to take him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is the expert analysis reason.
So wait a second. So let me get this right. Your expert analysis got you to take the Commanders
Well, that one I knew, yeah.
because the other three of us had taken. the
No.
Giants.
If I would have went first, I would have.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that there's a pattern here, but maybe there isn't a pattern. But
Yeah.
And I'm going to say what truly won this game is the turnover game. It's 2 interceptions. I'd have to look up fumbles. It's Jordan Love had a bad game, but he's influenced into that bad game by facing a great defense.
I was
And
to say,
that's
so
the,
how much credit are you not giving the defense?
that's really and I mean, Bo Nix had a great game, so you can't take that at all away from him, but
Take it away from him.
this team goes the way of the defense.
So what did Bo Nix have? You're looking at it right now, Doug.
Yeah. Do you want to know?
I know exactly what he had.
Since he's did okay.
Since you can't take it away from him.
23 of 34, 302 yards,
How many touchdowns? Was it 4?
4 touchdowns. That's, I think, more than Penix threw over any 3-week period.
What's his passer rating?
So he also has about 10 more interceptions than Penix.
130. Oh, he stays healthy and plays more games.
Yeah, well, we'll divide it out on average. He still
poor
beats them.
coaching.
He still beats them.
So
134.7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stellar game. When you put up those stats, you're probably going to win 19 out of 20 games.
And who was close with the scores? I'm just curious.
So let's see. Look, the final score was 34 to Broncos 26. We had this guy. Do you know this guy named Matt? He was pretty close. 31-21. Yeah, that guy Adam wasn't close. Donnie said 28-27. Not too far away. So the three of us weren't too far away. I said 33-31. So it was pretty much what the three of us
Thought?
Our expert analysis on the game would be that the Broncos would come out the victor.
Yeah. And honestly, there were moments in that game where I struggled.
Really?
I mentioned it before. There was a play where Franklin was not tackled at the 4-yard line. He was pulled down, but he was pulled down on the defender. Got up, ran into the end zone, and they blew the play dead when he was, pulled down towards the ground. He didn't get a touchdown, and I'm like, if this is the way the game's going to go, it's going to be a long night. And up until I believe it was the second half, when the Packers were still in it, it seemed like it was like blow for blow. And then there was a pass where Love couldn't get into it. He underthrew his receiver, Watson. Surtain came up with the pick, and I think that changed the momentum of the game. And from there on, I think it was 20-3 in terms of remaining score. So the Broncos outscored them 20-3 with the time that was left. One unfortunate thing that happened during the game was that Micah Parsons, it looked like he had a non-contact injury. He was going after Bo Nix, and he just kind of pulled up. And so, yeah, he's out, which is unfortunate for the Packers. But
yeah, especially at this part of the season.
That's what I mean. So to me, I hope that they can still remain, in contention and relevant. I mean, we'll talk about them a little later, but ultimately that was a rough thing to see when you have someone that's like that in your team, like that impactful player. But yeah, I was happy with the outcome. I had a feeling that if it was a shootout, the Broncos were still going to come out at the end, because that's just what they've been. This is their identity. And that's the thing I've been saying since the beginning of the season. They lost 2 games by a total of 4 points. They stay in it, and in the fourth quarter, they do what they have to do. This time, it wasn't the fourth quarter and happened in the third, but I feel confident and comfortable going into the postseason. So I'm happy.
Well, this is what the team can be, right?
Yeah.
They played a good team. Bo Nix didn't make any mistakes. This is who they can be if Bo Nix stays on this page.
And the other thing I want to say is, I don't know if you guys noticed it. You don't watch the Broncos like I do. The last game, I didn't see the one thing that I complained about to you guys on a weekly basis, which was the sideways or backwards passes. I didn't see that. it was the Broncos
Or downfield.
moving down the field and like taking positive plays. There might have been one or two, but it wasn't like their game plan.
Right.
So for me, I feel like Bo Nix is now at the point where he's comfortable. He's playing the football he needs to play. Granted, I think there might have been some drop picks, but you can't really say anything because when you look at the end of the game, they've had what they had, and I think they did what they're doing and are doing it well. So I'm thrilled as a Broncos fan, but
Yeah, you should be.
very happy.
Yeah, I think they're probably one of the top two teams in the AFC. So
Well, they're number one right now, and I think that if they can, so the next game they play, not today, but the one on Thursday night, is different than it would have been because of something else that happened on Sunday, which we can talk about after we go over the games.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm optimistic that we might have home field advantage. We'll see.
yeah. Next game was Miami at Pittsburgh. Somebody decided that their expert analysis thought this might end in a
I
tie.
didn't say it was expert analysis. I don't use those terms. I just said
I'm using them.
I'm seeing
I'm
two
using them
teams
today.
who they've muddled about, and I'm thinking, do any of them want to win? Like the Steelers right now have the opportunity, if they win these games, to go to the playoffs. And I'm thinking they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. They're going to do something. They'll probably even get a tie. And I'm like, I'm just going to run with it. And that was my decision. It wasn't because of an expert analysis of.
I did think about this whole thing. I'm like, it would be pretty cool if it ends in a tie, because you'll never do it again. You'll never say, I think this game's going to end in a tie. You're not going to, because you want to win, right? But,
Yeah.
But if it had ended in a tie, it'd been pretty awesome in my opinion.
If that would have been, so to me, that was the moment to do that, because I feel like most of the time, like there's evidence to support someone's going to win.
Yeah.
But I've seen mixed things from those teams this season, and it just, to me, seemed like the opportune moment.
Yeah. Adam thought,
What do I think?
he said Miami's going to run away with us. 28-7, 3 touchdowns.
Did you see how cold it was on Sunday?
Yeah, that plays in the Steelers.
Absolutely.
Football. I should have looked up the weather.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, no way. Miami, it's a different game.
And I mean, Tua didn't look bad, so played okay. Run game. They need to go to A-Chain more in this game. When it's cold like that, you got to go to your running backs.
Absolutely.
And he was averaging 5 yards a carry. They didn't get him the ball. What's weird is A-Chain also led them in receiving. So unfortunately, I think it's going to be a tough go for the Dolphins for a little while. They switched over to Quinn Ewers this week, so that might be the last we ever see of Tua. And that loss wasn't his game.
In a Dolphins uniform.
Well, maybe. Who's going to take a quarterback that's had several concussions?
Like 4 or 5?
Plus, there's the opportunity for him to come in, be that guy that helps a rookie get developed.
If he wants to.
I don't know.
That's
I don't even see it that way. Usually when you're taking a veteran, it's a guy that you can lean on, and your rookie, goes down, your young guy goes down, you turn to Tua, is he going to be there in 2 weeks? I honestly believe if Quinn Ewers looks good, it's maybe the last we see of Tua.
That's crazy.
So when you look at his stat, I'm going to read his stat off.
Yeah, he wasn't the reason.
I want you to tell me, that's a terrible stat. 22 of 28, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No.
Especially when it's, 3 degrees.
113 rating.
Yeah, 3 degrees outside. It's a hard game for him. He's smaller. His ability to run is diminished, a little bit. He used to be a much better runner earlier in his career, and maybe it's a little bit he's trying to avoid injury, but they're in a weird place. I think it'd be hard to say right now that McDaniels is coming back next year. Why am I saying McDaniels?
Were you not sleeping either?
No, I actually didn't sleep great last night.
What sleep?
Their coach,
Mike McDaniels.
McDaniels. Yeah, all right, I was right. But anyway, I nailed it. It's hard to say that he's coming back next year. So now they're switching out quarterbacks when I don't think any of us would go, yeah, that was Tua's fault.
Interesting.
Yep. So we shall see. We shall see.
And here's the thing. So I'm just going to say it now because we'll probably talk about it a little bit later. I understand the desire to sit your quarterback. I mean, I would think that Tua would still be there next year, but if, Ewers is doing well,
Yeah, had a great college career.
then there's that question. Maybe they'll compete next year. But other coaches are doing the same thing elsewhere in the league, and so we'll get into that after the game. But yeah, I was surprised. Although when I saw the conditions, I thought, okay, I shouldn't have taken a tie because the Dolphins are not running right now, and the Steelers are, and they're getting it done. So yeah, it was extremely cold, and the weather will do that.
Yeah.
So, what was the final game of the week, Doug?
Balls deep game of the week. Bills to the Patriots. Patriots have been looking, dare I say, unstoppable
Against
anyone in the AFC.
anyone?
Anyone.
Well, except the Bills.
And they get to play the Bills, who have not been looking very good. Haven't they? They've looked off.
They're not the same Bills they were last year. I agree.
Right, they're off. And one of us thought his expert analysis would be the Patriots winning the game 24-23.
He was so confident he bragged about it.
I did. Because if they beat in the playoffs, I'll take the Patriots again. And I'll lay odds if anyone wants to take me up on it.
I'll take you up on that. We'll talk that after the game.
Okay.
This is scary.
Or after the podcast.
So, but yeah, what was the final? 35-31. I mean, you guys were all pretty close. 28. Who said 28-7? I'm looking wrong. 28. Okay, 28-17, Adam. 31-21, Matt. 31-28, Donnie.
So Donnie was the
He's
closest.
probably the closest, yeah, looking at it. But, I mean, Allen did throw 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, 193 yards. He did what he had to do.
And the other thing
he
is,
ran another 11 times.
Yeah, for like
there-
40 yards or
Yeah.
something.
like 50 yards. Yeah, it's 48, I think.
May was definitely off. I don't know what was going on. Henderson and Stevenson kept
Went off.
them in the game. What?
They went off early.
Yeah, they kept them. They kept them in the game. I mean, Henderson looked
I don't know.
unstoppable.
So I don't know if I'd say they kept him in the game. What I would say is that they got him off to a good start because the start of that game, it was 24-0, I think.
24-7.
It was.
It could have been 0. I'm just saying.
Right.
Second quarter, there's a 7 points.
So they started off strong, and then they just couldn't get it going anymore. So May only threw for like 155 yards.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Bills, what was it? James Cook had over 100 yards rushing,
And 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, threw for 2 touchdowns. So the Bills are playing what we're used to in Bills football. They actually came back in the second half. And the Patriots, I don't know if the moment was bigger than they were, but they scored 1 more touchdown in the second half. And in all honesty, I'm not saying that I expected it to be lopsided in either half. I just anticipated that the Bills were going to be the better team on that day because the Patriots, I kind of made comment to it before, I feel like their strength of schedule is fairly weak. I mean, surprisingly, one of their losses came to the Raiders. They've played some teams that they should have beaten, and they have, but I think in the grand scheme of things, when you get to the playoffs, you have to play your best football. Hopefully, they've had enough time to develop their game plan and get there, but they played a playoff team and lost this past week. So I don't know, as confident as you are, Doug, to take Adam on his little offer or your offer, but I think that the Patriots might struggle a little bit here, and I'm not saying they're not a good team. I just think that they're going to have to do more than what they've done thus far this season.
And I'll agree. I'm not saying they're not a good team either. I think they're not a great team, and I think that's because their stars are young.
Right, yeah.
So this is maybe 2 years from now. This is the team in the AFC I could see happening, because the Chiefs seem to be, who knows what's going on there, who knows what's up with Pat Mahomes. The Bills, I think they're going to be at the top as long as Josh Allen could keep having superhero-like efforts in games that just keeps him in. It doesn't matter who he's throwing to or who's running the ball. It seems he's able to have these moments where he can win no matter what else is going on around him. I think Drake May can get to that point. I wasn't a firm believer in him being the MVP at all this season. It's strength of schedule has been a little lacking. He's been playing great. I mean, he's probably needs a premier wideout yet. They don't really have that guy. The Bills don't either, but just talking about the Patriots here, I think a great tight end comes in. Young guys always need that. And you get him a prime wideout, a guy like Jamar Chase, and makes all the difference. But,
I mean, they have Diggs, but Diggs is towards the end of his career. I mean,
and Hunter Henry's fine, I think, at tight end.
He is, but he's a little older. He's not.
But they do need a tier one wideout.
Yeah. I agree.
I was thinking, you're talking about like schedule, and I'm sitting here thinking like, well, I think the Bills lost some games to some teams they shouldn't have lost to.
Agreed.
So I wanted to go back through and try to find.
They're in the same division, so they're going to have similar opponents.
I know, but I mean, I was just like trying to figure out, like, they lost to the Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons are a way different team now than the beginning of the year.
Falcons. Anyhow.
Now, if it was the Browns, you really have something to talk about, because Adam's a Browns fan.
Dolphins. 30-13.
Dolphins look different in that game too. Like, those situations are a little different than you're saying. So the Falcons have had a ton of injuries to the defensive side of the ball, and they lost their quarterback. So to say, oh, they lost to the Falcons look good then, if you remember. And then the Dolphins, they didn't go on their skid, I think, until after they played the Bills. So it's a weird scenario for the teams they lost to. Yeah. And I think now that we're coming into playoff time, Bills are one of those teams, like the Chiefs always used to be, where playoff time changes who they are.
It is. They usually choke in the playoffs.
To the Chiefs.
I'm just saying, year after year after year.
And after last week, the Chiefs are out of the playoffs.
Oh, thank God. No more Taylor Swift commercial.
What do you mean? I say it like this. No more Taylor Swift commercials.
Yeah.
That's how I say it.
So, on that sour note, how do we look in terms of our current score?
Yeah, well, let's just see here. I think you all took the Bills, so I finished 2-5, 3, 4, 5, 5-2, 3, 4, and 3, and 3, 4, and 3. So that brings you to 54 and 44. Some people haven't got the 50 points yet. 50.
That's a shame. That's but their expert analysis.
It is. When you have more
Sometimes
losses.
when you go down, you take risks on fourth down. You know what I mean?
I love it. 55 and 43.
Closing the gap. This one hurt. This one hurt. If it was the other way, 55, and look at this. You and Donnie are tied.
Wow.
Unfortunately, that's short-lived.
The lead.
Matt's only one out.
Point, yeah.
And you're like 14 out.
And after yesterday, that's short-lived.
Sorry, only 7.
That's 1 week worth of picks.
And guys, like I've been thinking about this, like, and I cannot wait till the season get over, so I don't want to talk. But like, it'll take some time, and I'm just going to have to take a half hour, 45 minutes every week, and I'm going to do it. But points are going to matter. There'll be no more of this Mickey Mouse and like, oh, I'm going to do what he's doing. Points are going to matter, and you're going to get bonus points each week for it.
Well, that 1 week when I went 6-1, I think I was really close, so that would have paid off huge.
Yeah, 4 of the games you were like 2 points difference.
Yeah, we kept on going. What?
Yeah.
Did you listen to that?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. That was never posted.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. But yeah, so before we get to the next game, I'll let you set the stage and do what you need to do. But
I'm good.
Things that I wanted to talk about, first of all, we did talk about Micah Parsons going out, which hopefully he has a speedy recovery. He's back next season. Other injuries, And things I want to mention, we all saw that Pat Mahomes went down and ACL. They're hoping for him to come back week 1 of next year. So
so I heard week 6 when I heard.
I said they're hoping.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I heard they're hoping for week 1. I don't know how realistic that is. If you remember, a long time ago, didn't Adrian Peterson tear his ACL and then came back at the start of the season? So,
Yeah, but he wasn't human.
I'm saying there's
not
a
human beings
precedent,
like that.
I
but
mean, he had an 8-year run that was ridiculous.
But yeah, so unfortunately they'll be without Patrick Mahomes the rest of the season, and in reality, the moment they're out of the playoffs,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's an evil laugh, Doug. The only thing that's disappointing for me as a Broncos fan is, so last year, the Broncos, they beat the Chiefs in the second game because they sat out their starters, right? That first game, it was a blocked field goal that cost us that win. And this year, I just wanted to beat them twice in the same year, and it's not going to happen. And I also hope that when Patrick Mahomes comes back, that he's playing the way he did before he left, because I want the competition. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to think that the only time we could beat Mahomes is when he wasn't himself.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that, it's unfortunate that he's out. You don't want anyone to get injured, but I think that's going to change a lot for that team in the immediate future. And who knows, is Kelsey going to come back now as a result? Because, this was, I think, a questionable year. And so that puts next year into question, too.
How old is he? 41?
No. Kelsey.
Who am I thinking is 41? I'm quarterback. I'm thinking of.
I mean, even though he's not 41, it's he's slowing down.
Yeah.
His hands aren't. He's not able to fight for the same yards he used to get. It's sad, but happens to all the greats.
So
Well, he'll be getting married soon, so
true.
that'll take up his time.
But I'm not sure if you guys had any thoughts on Mahomes before I get to the next one.
No, just one more thought in Kelsey, though. I mean, he doesn't really have to play anymore. He's got plenty of money, right?
I hope he wasn't playing for money. That's
No, what I'm saying is.
No, we know where you're going with this, Doug. You don't need to say
It's
it.
teetering on like,
6
man, I can still play another year, so 6, 7.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like I could play another year and, take in another $10 million. But you know what? I don't need the money anymore. I have her.
Yeah.
She has me. Whatever you want to say.
All right. So the other thing I wanted to bring up, you were talking about age. Phillip Rivers.
44 years old.
Dude, did you see him with the jersey on? I was like, wow, that's tight.
So
He came in at what, 250?
does he look like the?
248, I heard.
Oh my God! Really? I didn't notice that.
Nah.
Wow. So he's like the kicker for the Rams.
Like it was, and you know what? He didn't look that bad.
Yeah, let's face it. He wasn't running away from people anyway.
No, but did you see that? Did you see that interview?
No.
Oh my gosh, that interview. Someone comes on and goes and says, "So, Adam, did you see it? How'd they say it?" I asked him the question.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but basically with him, being a little out of shape, how does he feel running around?
And
Kind of.
getting away from the defenders. And he's like, let's be honest, guys. I never ran away from the defenders before.
That's awesome.
He looked like a guy who was just out there having fun, sling. It looked like it was like
he
a
was
scrimmage.
smiling.
Yeah.
He was smiling, and I'm just like, dude. I mean, think about
Thank
it.
got him away from all those kids.
Oh my God.
Imagine his life.
But you're out of football for 5 years and get a call to come back and help a team out, and you're like, one last hurrah, man.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, do you think he's gonna have his last hurrah this Monday when he plays the 49ers tomorrow night, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does he have his? No. Listen, who's gonna throw the ball?
Phillip Rivers.
I know, but they have another game after that.
Oh, I know. I'm just teasing you.
But I'm just saying,
yeah.
he's getting a couple games in, and again, it's that last hurrah.
And
Dude, I was
he's
just
enough
looking-
of a wild card, like a little bit. You got to be like, man, can they beat us?
Maybe.
So when you said about his kids, I'm like, I think he has like 9, doesn't he? I looked it up. He actually has what?
10?
He has 10 kids.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Dude, between him and his wife, that's too many men on the field. Like
he's got a
12 players. Like he has more than an entire
this is a little bit of a vacation for him.
just trying to think, like, what are they doing in their free time? Like,
I don't know.
but yeah, 10 kids.
Wow.
And
Oh, he has a granddaughter.
his first grandbaby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were joking about him being a
He's got a
grandpa.
full squad now. So he's got a full squad.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
I mean, honestly, I think last week I was surprised. And I'm not saying that I didn't expect him to come out and, do what Phillip Rivers did in the past. Like, I don't think anyone expects that. I just didn't think they'd actually still be in the game in the fourth quarter because it was won by a field goal. You know what I mean? Like, they were competitive, which I'm not to knock anything against their backup the week prior, but, it was a different game entirely. It seemed like the Colts were still in it. And so I think despite it being a weird choice and something that's not necessarily following the norm, I think that it was a good one. I think if anything, it's going to give Rivers some fun, at the end of his career. I guess the only question I have is
Why not Cam Newton?
not that.
Oh.
So by him
Colin
playing,
Kaepernick.
does him playing impact potential Hall of Fame scheduling? Because don't you have to be out of the league
Yeah,
for so
so
long?
it's going to push him back another
It's
4
going to
years.
push him back 4 years.
Yeah. That's what I said.
I never thought about
I mean, I just thought of it. It doesn't matter to him. He really doesn't care. He's having a good time.
There's a scenario if they go down like the Mannings where we have 6 Rivers quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh my God. Could you imagine that?
Oh, jeez. I was like, what are you talking about?
Dude,
Good quarterbacks.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, that would just be nuts.
And I want to bring this up too is Matt Ryan's only 40 years old.
Why did they ask Ryan to come in?
No, why aren't the Falcons asking Ryan to come
Oh
in?
my God.
Not that Kirk didn't have a good game. He did. But there's a lot more of those behind him than in front of him.
Yeah.
Let's get Ryan back. He's only 40.
So the other thing I wanted to point out, unless you were looking for something that you wanted to say.
Oh, I will. No, go ahead.
The other thing I wanted to say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because mine's a different topic.
No, mine's laughing. No, I can come back to. Mine's gonna be something else anyhow.
Okay. So the thing I wanted to say, which we touched on briefly when you were talking about Tua, is that as a result of last night's game, where the Commanders are out Jaden Daniels because of injury, he could potentially come back. They've decided since they're not playing for anything, they're not going to risk it. And so Daniels is out for the rest of the season.
That's new for Washington.
Yeah, I would say thank goodness. Why rush him back? Let him just.
There were some questionable calls earlier where, he was left in the game when it didn't matter anymore and he got injured. And so I think they're playing on the side of caution and you're going to have him come back next year because that's their future.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if they're in playoff contention. Do they, hurry him back?
Well, I think they said that he was potentially going to come back next week. So maybe they were thinking that.
Yeah.
But with the loss, with the way things were going, and then I guess the week prior, last week, it was.
Well, I see they were
he's
playing
out,
a
and-
third quarterback. So maybe I saw it wrong, but I'd have to pull up the scores here, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I believe they played a third quarterback in this game, so almost got it.
Johnson. Josh Johnson.
Yeah, Josh Johnson. So, I thought so. So Mariota with 14 passes, Johnson with 9. Neither of them hit 100 yards. Both of them, and Johnson actually had a better completion percentage, so they're in a rough position right now.
Well, I think early on in that game, the Commanders were still trying to keep themselves in it. The run game seemed to be working. The passing game, not so much, but, you use one to build the other, and then Mariota had his hand stepped on. So he was out the rest of the game. And then they started leaning towards the run. And then it seemed like Johnson was able to make those passes. There were some crazy catches, but there was also, some bad drops. But ultimately, that game ended up where it did. There was actually a fight towards the end. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. With like 5 minutes left, there was, I think they went for it for 2, the Eagles did. And I'm not sure if it was that, if there's something else that happened, at the goal line. But they ejected like 4 or 5 players. Like people were throwing punches. Like, it was the most aggressive fight I've seen in the NFL in a while. Like, people were on the ground. Like, they said they ran out of flags. So it was crazy. But in any case, yeah, Daniels is out for the rest of the season. Hopefully he comes back next year healthy, ready to play, pick up where he left off last year, because this year hasn't been good.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
And then, speaking of last night's games, the other one, which I guess we'll talk about a little bit later, considering...
Never. Talk about it now if you want.
Because it's the Balls Deep Game of the Week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we'll wait a little bit later.
So, a couple little stories to go on here. So, can we say that Houston, Cleveland, great defenses on the season so far this year, right? Keeping them in games. And when I was looking onto the schedule, for my Niners, thinking about who we had to play yet, I was pretty confident we could win out. But I got to tell you, the Bears handled the Browns 31-3. So after I was looking at some of these stats, and I was just thinking, our defense is nowhere near as good as the Browns. Because we lost 2 of our key players, right?
Right.
We lost 2 other key players to free agency. So you have 4 pieces that should be there, and they're not there. But I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying. But then the Bears just absolutely, they just, the time of possession, everything was just on their side. Caleb Williams looked good, 17 of 28, 242, 2 touchdowns with a 112 passer rating.
And I want to say that's Ben Johnson. Absolutely turned the team around last year. I don't even remember how many wins they had. 4?
Something like that.
It's hard to say, but looks like an entirely different team. They look like they're building the way the Lions built.
Well, yeah.
So it goes on to say, how much of that was Dan Campbell?
And the other side of that, we talked about this before with the Falcons, with other teams, like where Ben Johnson can go and what is he going to have to utilize to mimic, because the offense was his last year in the Lions, right?
Yep.
So how do you recreate that? And you look at what they've done and look what they have. So Kyle Monangai and Swift both are doing what resembles what you have in the Lions. You have DJ Moore. You have Kmet, Loveland,
Burden.
You have like a similar offense, but then you look at the other side of the coin, which is the defense. And, that wasn't necessarily his thing. He was the offensive coordinator. But the one thing the Bears have done this year is they lead the league in turnovers. If they don't lead it, they're number 2. All I know is, in terms of the turnover differential, they are very strong in that point. And on top of it, it seems like, they're disguising their coverage and they're making incredible plays. So one of the things I heard last night, they were talking about it, is, I guess Ben Johnson says, these are the things, like I think he might refer to them as bullets or whatever. Like, we're going to go out and do what we can. These are the things that we want. We want these things, right? It's getting the turnovers, getting your team the opportunity to then score, because when you have the ball, you control the time and you control the ball. So that game is a good example of that. I'm not sure how many turnovers there were, but they seem to be, the team that I don't want to say is the most dangerous, but they look like they can win anything.
If you're a defensive coordinator, you benefit greatly from having a amazing offensive mind in your coaching room, because he knows how he wants to attack any defense. So when you can go in and say, hey, here's what I'm thinking, he can say, here's how I would attack it. Look at these things. So I'm a huge fan of having these great offensive coordinators become your head coach, rather than it used to be years ago, the defensive guy would come in, change the culture, do all that. But we're seeing more and more success with these offensive-minded guys. It's Sean McVay, Sean Payton, Ben Johnson now. So it's really changing how you're going to look for a head coach going forward, I think.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
And are we ready to go into the next round of picks?
Just 1 second. Jaguars, Jets. Jaguars, and the only reason I'm talking about this is because
You have them coming up.
no. Trevor Lawrence had a career day. Right, 20 of 32, 330 yards, and 5 touchdowns. What a day, right? I just wanted to say it, like, when you throw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns, I just think you deserve to get mentioned, right? Like,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, what a game.
That cost someone their job.
Yeah.
He had 5 carries for 51 yards and a touchdown as well. So he accounted for 6 touchdowns in that game.
And while we're saying cost someone a job, are there any coaches out there you guys see on the hot seat ready to get let go? Anyone come to mind for you guys? Just looking around the league.
Do you mean in the room right now? Like, there's a reason you said it. You just want Raheem Morris gone.
No. When we said I want them to fire Raheem Morris, I do think he's on the hot seat. However, as a Falcons fan, I feel the pain of he's going to win out now. And it's going to cause the Falcons to go, you know what? Let's give him another year. He did win out when the team wasn't playing for anything. He was able to rally the locker room. And that is my greatest fear right now. I just hope we lose out.
Oh,
But,
really?
yeah, do you think the Jets,
I mean, 3-11, right? I just want to get down, first of all, Steelers are in jeopardy of not getting 10 wins.
Yeah, not going positive for
23 years in a row or something like
first
that.
time in his tenure as a head coach for sure.
Disappointment. 4-10 Bengals. But whose fault is that? Is that because he's out?
So Mike McDaniel, you mentioned earlier.
You think he's gone?
So there's the possibility. I mean, it's interesting because I expected more out of Pete Carroll, but I don't know. Do you let him go after a year? Other teams have. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess it really depends on the organization and how they do things. Because some organizations will say, all right, you had your shot and you squandered it, so you're done. And other ones will, there was a bad season, this happened, and they'll give them excuses and let them go. So I don't know. I think McDaniel, earlier there was, questions of whether or not he was going to be, remain the coach of the Dolphins. I think that Raheem Morris, you talked about before, him potentially going. Is it Gannon for the Cardinals?
Well, yeah, I have 2 teams. Yeah, Cardinals.
So that's another one.
I have one more in the NFC then.
NFC.
Only because I'm kind of shocked at the record.
I'm drawing a blank.
Cowboys are 6-7.
It's his first year.
I know, but you're still
And Jerry Jones likes his yes men. So I'm going to say he's fine. That's my guess. But what about the Saints?
That's his first year too, isn't it?
And they're not coming from a pedigree where they're going to be like,
more.
Okay, you guys should win 12 games this seson, right? Where the Cowboys are thinking, we're winning 11, 12, 13 games on the playoffs.
Jerry Jones every year.
But they do. They make the playoffs usually. I mean, they usually choke.
Well, they were still in it like a week or so ago, but yeah, things have changed.
6-7-1, points 407. They might lead the league lines of 428. I'm just saying there's a couple more Rams, 457. So they're putting up points.
So you're going like negative. My question is, who do you think is going to be the coach of the year?
Hold on. Let's just go down through here. And,
you guys know my guy.
Okay.
I'll go what Doug's looking at.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson. So completely turn the team around. They're leading the division. They're going to go to the playoffs.
That's a
I have
good one.
speculation who I think Doug's going to say.
Okay, so Bucks, Seahawks, let's see, Patriots.
I was thinking that. I was going to say Mike Vrabel.
I mean, Patriots. Broncos were expected to win. Chargers 10-4. I mean, Patriots would be a good one.
I had a feeling you would go with the Patriots.
So
both of those are coaches that are coaching for the first year.
But the Bears
at
one,
those teams.
Yeah.
So
the What was the Patriots' record last year? Does anyone know?
Last year, it was a losing season. It was what 6-11.
I'll tell you in 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm just curious.
No,
right.
Who are your thoughts while he's looking it up there?
So I guess I want to
4-13.
Oh wow. So for me, when I was thinking about this, of course I would lean towards Ben Johnson coming in, straightening out things. However, there's other things that help them get there, you know, and it is mostly coaching.
5-12 last year.
Right. So I think the first thing that comes to mind is Ben Johnson.
And
the other one
good.
that, you know, I knew Doug would say was Mike Vrabel because, you know, you had talked about the Patriots and, you know, mentioned Drake May for MVP. So I was going on that bias. The thing that I want to point out, there's a part of me that thinks for the year, the one surprise, I guess, is the Seahawks. I didn't think that McDonald, last year, it seemed like they were okay. You know, they were competitive. But this year, they're one of the top teams in the league. And there's some issues there. But I think this is the first time that they made the playoffs post Pete Carroll. And
yeah, only because they went 10-7. They were tied for the NFC West at 10-7, but the Vikings and Packers would have got the wild card because of the record.
Was this last year?
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a new quarterback come in, and they picked up where they left off.
And that's what I was going to say is if you look at the situations they came into, they brought in, what were your thoughts on Sam Darnold last year?
A lot of it I thought was coaching.
That he turned his career around, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought he was in a position where he was able to succeed because the coaching was there, and he had the time to do what he needed to do. They did it for him.
And then what were your thoughts on Drake May for last year? Probably looks like he could be the best in that class, right? Had a lot of great...
Had some upside, but had to show us this year that he could do it, right?
Last year with Drake May?
Yeah, last year.
He seemed like he was on the right path. He was doing well for a rookie.
And then
that's what I'm saying. He's this year he has to show us, can you do it?
And that's what brings me into what did you think of Caleb Williams? Probably, bust. I think a lot of people thought that.
Well, I thought that he was making a lot of rookie mistakes, and I thought that the pressure was getting to him because it seemed like he was holding the ball longer than he needed to.
He got a lot of pressure. Didn't he lead the NFL in
sacks?
In sacks,
well, I don't
58 or something. I mean, I could look it up, but
it was a rough thing to watch.
It was a lot.
It reminded me of Tim Tebow when he came out. It was hard to watch.
He didn't go in and rebuild the whole offense. They brought in that line his rookie year. So they brought in 2 guards.
No, they strengthened the line this past year.
2 years ago.
This year.
So I'll have to look. But anyway, you could be right.
But that was the thing. So I think last year I was knocking Caleb Williams because the line he had was supposed to be better.
Yeah.
Last year. It wasn't. Yeah. And he was getting pressured a lot, giving up, holding on to the ball longer than he had to, and ultimately giving up a sack. And that was last year. This year, I think they added 2 offensive linemen who are better. Didn't one come from Atlanta?
Yeah, center.
Right. So they strengthened it up a little bit more. He still gets pressured, but he's not, in the position where he feels like he has to win the game and makes bad decisions. So I think he's more comfortable this year than he was last year.
One more coach, just to at least mention and put into the ring. What about an AFC team that was 4-13 last year and is now 10-4 and leading their division? And the Jags.
Jags. So there's a lot of people who are picking the Jags to upset the Broncos.
I'm just saying.
Is that your expert analysis?
If you go on NFL.com right now, it's they're picking them to upset them.
Solid defense, right? And they can put up points. I'm just saying. 4-13, which we talked about. The Bears were 5-13.
Right.
Who was the other team? Oh, the Patriots.
5-12 and 4-13.
Yeah,
was the Patriots, right?
And 4-13, and now they're 10-4 leading their division. I'm just saying. At least mentioned, right? I mean, he's obviously done a decent job there.
And recently they've acquired Jacoby Myers, and that's huge for them because
That's real big.
if you think about it, prior to that, it seemed like there were several drop passes. He's given them that weapon that comes in the slot and is able to catch the ball and make those big plays. Because prior to that, I think there were so many games where I watched it and I thought, and I was on the bandwagon early with the Jags thinking that they were going to have a better season. And the opportunities were just beyond their fingertips. And he came in, and it seems like that Jekyll and Hyde mentality is gone, where you just have the one, which is playing consistent.
Yeah.
And so I think the Jags are a lot better than they were at the start of the season. So again, to your point, I think that coaching is part of it, but also getting the appropriate talent to make those plays, to do the things you want, because before they had the same game plan, it's just people weren't making the play.
Who was the rookie wideout last year that broke out?
Brian Thomas Jr.?
Brian Thomas Jr.
He's been dropping.
It almost feels like he's taking a step back, right?
I agree.
So, sophomore slump?
Yeah.
Don't know. Was last week the first week with Jacoby Myers?
No. I think
Second week?
I think it's the second or third.
Okay, so maybe that helps. I mean, maybe it comes at the right time. They get to gel a couple more weeks and go into the playoffs. I don't know.
They just signed him for, 3 years for $60 million? So it's a good decision on their part.
He was always kind of an explosive guy when given the right opportunity. Good slot receiver, which they had a good slot receiver there, and they, accidentally let him walk. But but anyway, I don't know, Coach of the Year. You got to learn your own team's chant first, I think. Duval.
Oh my God.
I think next week, let's start thinking about Rookie of the Year and MVP of the Year. Just something to think about while we're talking about this.
If you're going to do rookie, you should do, offensive and defensive.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just saying, just think about it, and something we could talk about next week too.
Yep.
But anyhow.
So this week's games?
Yeah, let me jump over there. Let's see. Well, let's just talk about the Balls Deep game of the week.
Oh, yeah, since it's already happened.
Since it already happened, and
we didn't get to do our normal Saturday. We apologize for that.
Yeah, and then Christmas and different people had different things going on, and we didn't actually hear back
from two people,
which it happens. So only two of us really
participated.
Yeah,
in
so
full capacity.
Yeah.
I was going to choose a tie.
Oh, perfect. I'll put you down for that. Tie.
Dude, at the end of the game, at the end of the fourth quarter, you were right.
Yes.
Too bad.
16-16.
We're talking about the end of the game.
Could you imagine if it goes through and they both get 3 points for this and we get nothing? But anyhow, I took the Packers. I thought their offense would be too much for the Bears. I was wrong.
I believe Love took a concussion
early on, yeah. And Malik Willis came in.
I didn't even know that.
Well, you wouldn't have known it because you and I both picked before the game started. Well, I shouldn't say that. So I had my pick. I was going to take the Bears before the game started. You asked me
too.
I think like a minute in. Okay.
I would have taken the Bears in that.
But when it started, I'm like, I didn't think we were doing this because no one else responded. So I gave him my picks then. And, he had taken the Packers. I was sticking with the Bears after seeing what they've been doing. And I thought, it doesn't matter what's going to happen because they're going to turn the ball over. It's going to be close. And I actually said it was going to be like 28-27, I think. And I went to sleep before the game was over. Right? Yeah. When I woke up and I saw the score, I'm like, I was right. It was close. But it wasn't 1 point. It was a touchdown.
And I was actually going to go Bears 22-16. Unfortunately, I didn't get my pick, and I was busy.
Wait, is your expert analysis looking it up online real quick and saying, yep, that would have been my score?
No, look, man, that wasn't on my phone.
You don't have to. You can see Doug's.
But obviously, because I didn't get my pick in, I don't get it. But
I don't get the extra points.
Who's a bigger Bears super fan than me?
Obviously. So it goes. Let me
Ben
check this
Johnson,
right.
guy.
It's the Falcons, the Browns, the Ravens, the Bears, right?
Yeah, who here has been sucking off Ben Johnson more
Oh my
than me?
God.
Nobody?
Anyway, so Doug,
How many teams do you? I mean, I know you might root for the Niners, if it's not hurting you, but how many teams do you root for? Truly,
truly,
4.
so on a consistent basis, there's one team, right?
Yeah.
And then there are maybe one or two others that I kind of have like a lenience toward.
Yeah.
Like I prefer
I
them.
want to see them do.
But I wanted to see them do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not 5.
Who has 5?
Oh, sorry, 4.
Who's the 4?
Dude, so you started off.
Gave them to you in order.
You started off as a Falcons fan, right?
I'm a
You
Falcons
consistently
fan.
said, listen, if I had an AFC team, it would be the Ravens.
Yeah.
Then you went with their rival, the Browns.
Yeah.
No, I
And now
went
you're talking
Shador.
about the
Well,
Bears.
the Browns.
Shador,
The-
Ben Johnson.
The Browns.
So there's
It's not
4.
necessarily a team.
There's 4.
Shador should be a Falcon.
Oh my God.
But he's a Brown, and you're rooting for him, so you're rooting for the Browns.
And then Ben Johnson was the guy I wanted.
Everyone
I
has
wouldn't say I'm a
okay, so
fan.
the one team that you're always a fan of is that one team that's playing the people you hate, like the
Yeah,
one
like-
the team that you just want to lose.
Yeah, my 2 favorite teams, right? The Niners and whoever's playing the Cowboys.
Yeah. And Adam,
Falcons, whoever's playing
the Eagles.
the Eagles and the Bears and the
See,
Ravens
that's what I'm saying. Adam has like a list.
and the Browns.
Oh my God!
So every week, Adam's like, "Oh, I was so happy for this win, but these other 4, I'm just not sure of."
I'm actually disappointed when the Falcons win right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because you want to stay up.
I want Raheem Morris gone.
Yeah, he has no draft capital, Doug.
Yeah, doesn't even matter. The Rams get
The
a better
Rams get their pick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
pick. So I got nothing to look forward to
So the
other
Rams,
than Raheem Morris getting fired.
Yeah, that's what
who are one of the best teams in the NFL,
Yeah, are gonna have, as of right now,
the top 5 pick.
well, 10,
5.
depending on what happens with the Falcons.
Yeah, if you don't do so well here, which you probably won't,
God, I hope so.
it's going to be like 5 or 6, I'm sure.
God, I hope so.
Why? I don't know so.
So
I hope so.
let's just get into the game real quick. So
Okay.
last night, Love goes down. Malik Willis comes
Didn't
in
know it.
and actually seemed like he was playing well.
140,
Well, he was the number 1 pick.
142.8 rating.
I think I saw an article that said Malik Willis does it again and shows the Titans they've made a mistake. Like, it's funny. He comes in, and I think he did it last year too, didn't he?
Well, the thing with Malik
Looks
Willis
like
is
1 or 2 games he
he
played.
needs so much time. He came from such a small school. Like, you can't just get rid of that guy that fast.
Yeah.
You just can't. Anyway.
But yeah, so
can't.
they were ahead. I think at one point it was like 13-3, and it seriously looked like the Packers were going to do it. But Ben Johnson and his offense, as well as his defense, came out and they won the game. It was an interesting one. I thought it would be close. I was surprised when I saw it was 13-3, and I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. Maybe the Bears are just not showing up. It's at home. You thought they would have an advantage against the rival, but they did. And it was crazy. I'm not sure if there was a point in the game where they showed a pass. The ball veered off to the right by like 3 or 4 yards, and they were talking about how bad the wind was last night.
Oh,
So it was one of those where, I was surprised that the yardage is what it is for some of those passes, because what you said, Malik Willis had 150 yards.
Well, those two guys got, rocket
An arm,
launcher arms,
yeah.
so it's
Take the wind out of it. That's crazy. But yeah, so one of us reigns supreme, I guess, Doug.
yeah. Let me put a little line through my team. Oh, wait. Tie through that tie. Line through that tie. Okay.
So I'm ahead.
You are ahead. You're
Drop the mic.
we'll see you guys next week.
So let's talk about some other games.
Yeah, let's we have the Chargers at the Cowboys. Cowboys are 1.5 point favorites. Do the Chargers get this done?
We're coming to the time of the year where Harbaugh's football style
I know, but
potentially affects it.
Cowboys need a win.
They do need a win.
The question is going to be, who do you think is going to play the way they've played all season.
Who's the better
You can
coach?
take it one of two ways. That they've been playing.
Scott.
They play well, or they let the other team score 40 points. You know what I mean? So there's different sides to take. The reason I'm saying that is the decision really comes down to what are you getting? Because one team seems to, stay ahead and just eke some of these games out, and the other one, it's questionable.
Yeah.
And you pick first, so.
I'm going to take the Cowboys.
And is there a reason?
It kills me because they need the win. If they
want a chance?
If they want a chance at all, I
don't think they can.
I could go back and look it up then, but.
So while you're writing this out, you have the Seahawks, the Rams, the 49ers that are all ahead of them in terms of their rank, their record. So then you have the Bears. You have
the Bears
the Eagles
leading the division,
who are truly only getting their playoff spot because someone has to win that division. They clinched it last night.
Yeah.
So
they're doing it for Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
All right. We love you, Jerry.
Yeah. 29-27 Cowboys.
All right. So what did Donnie take?
Donnie said Chargers 28-24.
Wow.
He said, I love that little freak.
Who?
Anyway.
He calls him A-Bear.
Herbert.
Oh, my God.
A-Bear.
Yeah.
So I, like Doug, feel like the Cowboys are going to win.
Why? I hate to say it.
The only reason I say it is I feel like the Chargers.
Sonny D. All right.
The Chargers have struggled on offense.
They didn't pay for that.
The Chargers have struggled on offense, right? They have, I think Joe Alt's still out. Their offensive line isn't the greatest. The Cowboys have become a little bit stronger on defense. And let's face it, Pickens, Lamb, Ferguson, they have a lot of weapons in Dallas, and they have a lot of speed on players that aren't necessarily their top players. I really think that Pickens is going to go off again. Lamb's there. He's healthy. I really think that it's going to be the Cowboys, and I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to win 35-24.
All right.
All right, Adam. I say
Adam's up. I'm just picking coaches here. I'm going with
Harbaugh. I think
Harbaugh. And I think we'll keep it close. Battle one out at the end. Maybe kick a field goal to win. Maybe 24-21.
All right. I like it.
Next up,
Falcons at the Cardinals. I mean, if I saw this 10 weeks ago, I would think that the Cardinals win this game.
10 weeks ago? I'm picking the Falcons easily 10 weeks ago.
No, 10 weeks ago. 12 weeks, like at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
really?
It's odd to me.
Again, I'm a Penix fan. I'm just thinking that team, if they play right, why aren't they? Why? Where's Marvin Harrison Jr.? Why aren't they? They have parts, and I thought they would be a 10-win team. And do they have 4 wins, 3 wins? So, with that said, even though you have an amazing quarterback throwing the ball for you guys, I mean, future, Ring of Honor type of guy, I think he just throws for 300 yards, and they can't stop him. I think Bijan, as long as they give him the rock like they should, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a 250-yard total purpose day.
You looked great last week.
Yeah, and they're not going to stop him. This Cardinal team is not very I don't know what's going on there. Speaking of coaches that may not be there, like he probably doesn't have a job. So I don't know. Falcons 42.
Damn.
Cardinals 17.
That's crazy.
I think it's just an absolute blowout.
What did Donnie take?
He took the Cardinals 24-17.
He must not have been watching any of those games.
He doesn't have my
Expert analysis.
expert analysis on this.
So I'm going to jump into it. Last week, so Thursday night, Kirk Cousins, without Drake London, managed to pull an upset against the Bucks. The Bucks
Pitts was good.
squandered that. You could tell that game was a terrible one for the Bucks.
Baker was furious.
Well, yeah, wasn't there a play where they fumbled it and no one jumped on it? Like they just let the ball go to the Falcons.
No, everyone jumped on it, and we still got it somehow.
That's what I'm saying. How do you have that many people around the ball and one Falcon to go in and say, "Hey guys, can I have?" Yeah, right ahead, take it. It's your ball. We don't really care anymore. And I think who's their head coach, Bowles, like the language he used in his post game interview was incredible. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
I'll have to.
It's awesome. But I'll say this: Drake London was out in that game, and Cousins still had a great game. David Sills dropped the easiest gimme. Like the defender was like 5 or 6 yards away from him. It was a touchdown, and it's just like on his fingertips. And I'm like, oh my god, if they lose, that's one of the plays. And they still pulled it off. London's back, and I don't think the Cards are remotely, the team that the Bucks are. I think that maybe they'll try a little harder when there's a fumble or something like that. But I'm still going to go Falcons. Bijan's going to have one of his, scrimmage games that he has where he's over like 150 yards receiving and rushing. Algier will have a touchdown. London will have a touchdown. Pitts will have a touchdown. Let's touchdowns for everyone except for Sills because he can't catch them. I'm going to go 35-10.
And here's something you guys didn't even talk about is Atlanta has 50 sacks now, which they haven't gotten 55 sacks or whatever in 20 years. James Pierce Jr., if he averages 2 a game, he will be the all-time rookie sack leader. Right now, he has the most sacks in Falcons history for a rookie.
It's crazy.
So, and then Jalen Walker, who they've been moving around a bit more, given a little more responsibility to, has been looking real good in his different roles. But in Georgia, he played literally every position on defense. Defensive line, secondary, linebacker. He's starting to come into his own. So we're not even talking about the Falcons' young defense.
We're not, and they're amazing. And I told you, like, when we're sitting here watching the draft, right? And we're like, this is going to do well for you. I don't remember, who did they trade up to?
Yeah, and they traded up to get James Pierce. They wanted him.
So they picked someone else first, right?
Yeah, so they wanted him at 8, where they picked. Then Jalen Walker falls, and they go, how do we pass on a talent like that? They get him, then gets to the end of the first round. The Rams,
like 26 pick or something.
The Rams were willing to trade out. We trade for him and a pick that becomes Xavier Watts, who's been the best safety on the Falcons, and we got Jesse Bates. So they got a very good young core there. I think the Falcons win this game. Kirk Cousins looked great. I don't know that he's going to look as great going forward because he's,
future Ring of Honor.
He's a bipolar type player. Kyle Pitts looked like the monster that we drafted,
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to get paid this year, so it's a good time to show up.
And I think the Falcons do win, but I hope they don't. And they win 38-17.
Oh, I knew it. So one thing I want to point out, that week when they played the Bucks, I think they said it was the most penalties in 9 years. I think the Falcons had like at least 14 penalties, right?
Oh, they were trying to lose.
Yeah, and they were down by 14 points. So it's crazy to think that they overcame all of that to win a game. So hopefully they can play some, good football.
No, hopefully they don't. but I think that they will.
They will, just to piss Adam off.
Sounds like they're like the Black Sox of the NFL.
Yeah.
Is that baseball? I don't.
Do you don't know about? Oh, there's a story about it.
A little different. I'm just saying about them
No, I don't.
rigging and.
I follow real sports.
All right. So when are you going up to watch Taylor Swift?
We got tickets for next weekend.
I figured.
All right, never mind. I'm not going to ask. We're not going to expand on that. We're just going to move forward. Next game.
Ravens going to New England after a harsh loss to Josh Allen.
Are the Patriots in a death spiral now?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. I'm just gonna say it. I love
Drake May.
Drake May. I love Travion Henderson. I love Hunter Henry. These guys are all talented. They have a solid defense, and they're going to put it to the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens.
Doug, I know you didn't get much sleep last night.
He's going to take the Patriots.
Patriots.
Take the Patriots.
Thank you. I'm taking the Patriots.
You almost did a Donnie there.
36. I'm tired.
You talk up one team and then pick the other.
36-13. I think it's a rout.
And
I'm going to make that a correct P.
It looks like an R.
Who's taking the Rats?
I apologize. I'm tired. Donnie took the Patriots 35-27. I think he's out of his mind. They're not scoring 27 points. Good pick, Donnie.
So I don't know if it's because I picked the Bears last night and I'm feeling a little confident.
Yeah.
But I really had no doubt in my mind that the Bengals were going to win last week.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
And again, I have no doubt in my mind the Pats are going to beat the Ravens this week.
And because of that,
I'm taking the Ravens. I know.
I get it.
The Ravens, their defense isn't what it was in years prior. I know that they've struggled this season. Lamar hasn't played like he has the last, 3 or 4 years? Like, it seemed like for those years, he was always like the MVP contender, right?
Mm-hmm. And he did win a couple.
He hasn't even been talked about. Do you know what I mean? But it's the Ravens, and they still have a chance, right? The Patriots are kind of at that mode like, hey, we've got it. We have a playoff spot.
Let's not get hurt. Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that they're not going to play the same as if it's the last week of the season. I'm just saying it's going to make it more interesting. I think the Ravens are going to win just to make it more interesting. So I'm going to say that the Ravens are going to win. It's going to be a close one if they do. And I'm going to say 24-21.
Close one like last week.
The last minute or last second field goal by Tyler Loop. That's what it'll do. It'll be a close game if they do win it.
So I'm saying the Patriots are going to have to stop Lamar Jackson off. They just,
Oh my God.
like Matt's saying, the dude was an MVP candidate a ton of years in a row. He took an injury right early, looked a little weird coming back. I think he's getting there. The Ravens usually pull it together and beat up on young quarterbacks. Usually. Yeah. So I'm going to take the Ravens too.
Ravens 2-0. Is that what you said? No.
27-17.
You're wrong, but it's okay.
We'll see.
Believe in Lamar. Believe in Lamar.
I don't.
You have to remember, that's his other team.
Yes. Yeah. Then that brings us to another, and this should be a good game. Bucks at the Jags.
Broncos at the Jags.
Sorry, Broncos at the Jags. I'm tired.
I could tell. You're reading things that aren't there.
I'm tired.
We're getting there.
Broncos at the Jags. Broncos are 3-point favorites, and the Jags are rolling in the right direction, and the Broncos have it locked up. They do not. They just have a playoff berth locked up, right?
Currently, they're locked up the playoffs. I did see something which was confusing, but
So if they win, this is my point. Like if they win this one,
there's other things that go at play.
okay, all right. I didn't know if
It involves the Patriots,
We're going to lose.
the Chargers, and I think one other
We're going to
team.
win.
okay.
Oh, and the Bills. That's the other team.
We're going to win.
Well, Donnie took the Broncos, surprisingly, 31-27.
Yeah, it's not usually as how.
No, it's not. It's not, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking, can Trevor Lawrence have another stellar day? He's not playing the Jets defense, or he's going against the Broncos. So I think Bo Nix has a 400-yard day and 3 touchdowns.
400.
Yeah.
Wow.
Career day, huh?
You must have him in fantasy.
I do. I do.
That's a fantasy.
Well,
I think he's good. I just don't know about 400 yards.
and I mean, listen. If he ends up with 371 yards, and
He'll still
I know,
be happy.
I know what Adam will say. Well, that's not 400.
He's like,
I'm just
Bo
saying.
Nix, he was lucky.
Yeah. I'm going to take Nixie and the Broncos. (44-42).
Wow.
Big time.
No defense.
Big points.
I'm just thinking it's going to be a crazy shootout game.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And I think what's going to happen is Denver's going to be up by like 14, 16 points. And Trevor's going to somehow get down the field and score a touchdown or two and make it close. And it's going to be one of those, like, they're driving to get in the field goal range and Hufanga picks one off and ends the game. Something like that.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy because I don't see it happening that way.
Yeah. That's good.
So
So you're next.
the reason I say that it's crazy is that Trevor Lawrence, when they've won games, I think I mentioned this earlier in the season, that it seems as if when he's running the ball himself, that those are the games in which they tend to be on the positive side of the outcome, right? So they win when he rushes. The opportunity for him to rush, I don't think is as strong as it has been in other weeks. And I really believe that Lawrence isn't going to have the time to rush. He might get pressured out of the pocket, but I think they'll still get him. The Broncos have gotten other quarterbacks that are mobile quarterbacks, and I think the pressure's going to be too much. I still think they're going to score. I just don't think it's going to be like 42 points. So for me, one thing I'm going to say is I think Tim Patrick will have a touchdown. He's coming back to Denver. Well, he's not going to Denver. Denver's coming to there. But, play against your old team. I think they're trying to get him the ball. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think Tim Patrick will score a touchdown. I think the linebackers are going to struggle against Jacoby Myers. So he'll have a decent day. But I think it's still going to be too much. That defense is going to be strong. So I'm going to say the Broncos are going to win 31-14.
You're wrong. That's okay, though.
They're not going to be doing it. They're not going to do it in the ground. The Jags are one of the stronger running defenses, but the Broncos are a strong overall defense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, a lot of aerial yards for Bo Nix. I don't know about 400, but
Yeah.
he'll have 350. How's that sound, Doug?
Yeah, yeah.
Does that make you happy? Does that help your fantasy?
Trevor Lawrence will have like 330. Another 60 yards rushing.
He'll have like 228.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, then maybe 160 yards rushing. No, just kidding. So I'm taking the Broncos. Donnie's taking the Broncos. You're taking the Broncos.
And Adam's going to say that the Jags are going to win by a point.
We're waiting to hear your expertise.
Will the Jags upset the Broncos? I mean, it's set up perfectly.
It is, to be honest.
It's set up perfectly for this to be the upset of the week.
That would sting too.
What?
if it ends up being like a 32-31.
Yeah, 31-28
Then they would have
Jaguars.
lost 3 games by 5 points. What do you say?
31-28 Jaguars.
I don't hate it. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
So it's set. I mean, the script writers of the NFL could not write it any better.
Forcing, I mean, you say it that way, right? But like 15, right? Hold on. So 16. Broncos play Chiefs on Thursday, Christmas night.
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Is that the Netflix game?
Yeah.
How about that?
I think it's Prime, because I think Netflix are the earlier ones.
There's 3 on. You have Cowboys and Redskins. And
That might be the Netflix game.
you have the Lions, Vikings, and you have Broncos, Chiefs. Oh,
Because I think that's Prime, because it's the Thursday night game.
yeah.
They have the rights
2
to
games on Saturday.
Yeah.
Texans, Chargers, Ravens, Packers.
I think the Cowboys game is the Netflix game.
Yeah. I think both of them are.
I didn't know there's more than one.
Yeah, there's 2 midday games, and there's the night game. Kind of like Thanksgiving now.
Gotcha.
And
Which
then,
is fun.
let's just see something here.
Football on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Good day some days for Matt. They played Christmas last year too, didn't they?
Could you only imagine
I think so.
Jags get that win? And it comes down to
Matt burns his tree in the yard.
it comes down to the Chargers at the Broncos, Week 18.
Perfect.
I'm not going to go down this scenario.
Perfect.
What does Harbaugh do?
Wins games. Wins the big one.
What does Raheem Morris not do?
I don't even like that team.
We know.
I'm just saying it could set up a scenario to make that game actually worth something.
You
possibly.
got to pray to the football gods.
If his expertise comes true,
Novice
could set
tease.
that up to be an important game.
Well, here's the thing. So you're talking about the Chargers game having more meaning. I think that it could add to the value of the game. However, I don't see the Broncos. I hope they don't, sit people out. You know what I mean? I hope they don't get in the mindset of we'll just take some time. We're in the playoffs. You don't need to risk it, because the Chargers still have to play
Well, they
the
want the
Cowboys.
number 1 seed.
Right. They still
So
want the
they're
number
gonna
1 seed.
play.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So the Patriots have the Ravens. Their next 2 games are kind of gimmies. They play the Jets and the Dolphins, I think. They're not difficult games.
They're divisional though. You never know.
I think the Bills lost to the Dolphins earlier this year.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, so when they were
Twin
talking
years.
about the games left, they're like, oh, look this is like a walk in the park, because the Patriots
God.
have a weak strength of schedule
Yeah.
remaining.
Yeah.
And if the Ravens pull it off, that takes some pressure off the Broncos. So we'll see. A lot's really going to be up to the way today goes.
Yeah.
But
I'll be watching the Jags game. Do the Falcons even play? I don't even watch them.
Who are the Falcons?
I don't know.
they're playing the Cards.
That's funny.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this beautiful Sunday football mid-morning-ish, late morning, start of the afternoon.
When Doug's going to sleep and not watch any football.
I'm going to try to.
All right. And we'll see you next week. And we're hoping Donnie's back.
See you next
Yeah.
week.
Enjoy football.